Hello, everybody.
Yo, yo,
How we all
yo.
doing?
Happy Wednesday. I almost said Friday for some reason. It's been a weird day for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What about you? Weird day for
It's
you?
been a long day. It's been a long
Long
week.
day. I think that's a good way to put it, yeah. All right, all right.
Uh,
How's everyone doing? Welcome in. Get in, settle in.
no, you know what? Don't get settled.
Don't
Fucking
get
start a
settled.
riot. I don't give a fuck. Start a riot tonight.
Get
Let's
on
go.
your feet, clap your hands, raise the roof. Never mind, yeah. Fuck it. We're not chill tonight.
No chill vibes.
Mm-hmm.
We're on that high energy vibe. Kinda, not
Yeah.
really.
What's the opposite of chill vibes? Uh
Energetic, right?
I was gonna say chaotic, but yeah, that works too.
I feel like chaotic is the opposite of peaceful.
But peaceful doesn't necessarily mean chill.
Exactly. But that's why I'm saying like chaotic. We didn't say peaceful, so like I was saying chaotic. Like or not chaotic. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Look, I'm not an English major. I'm technically not an anything major. I dropped out of college, so when it comes to school shit,
Same.
it's not. We're
Same.
not the guys to ask. That's why we're trash. We're the trash guys.
Exactly. You know what? I think
Mm-hmm.
I think we're finally figuring it out.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get this started, I suppose. I want to read you a news story to kick off our conversation for tonight, guy. So,
Ooh, got some news.
murder. Yeah, let's talk
Oh,
about murder.
wait
Talking
a
about,
second. Let me change the topic of tonight's. Hold on one sec.
talking about, like chaotic vibes and all that. Let's talk about murder. So there was a news story that came out yesterday about a man in Sheffield, which I believe is somewhere in America. I don't know, one of those flyover states for sure. The point is, there was a man who murdered his neighbor after they had an altercation, and I want you to try to guess what the weapon was.
The weapon.
Mm-hmm.
A dildo.
That would have been really funny, really Saints Row like.
No?
Honestly,
Wasn't
you're
that? Damn.
you're in the same realm of crazy though, as far as murder weapons go.
Oh, same realm of crazy. I thought you were saying like
Yeah,
same idea. I was like, oh god.
not
What do you do?
quite.
Choke him with some anal beads or
It,
what?
it, it wasn't a sex toy, but the murder weapon in this Sheffield murder case was a bag of Pokemon cards.
And the guy's dead.
Yeah, the guy died to Pokemon cards. A
Probably.
bag full of them. I imagine there were enough cards in the bag where it was like, like rocks in a sock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I feel like you'd have to have a lot of Pokemon cards to the point where it's almost like too heavy to swing.
I think some of
That or was
them
the guy
were
just like laying there taking it? Like no
no
fight
clue.
back?
No clue. I think the some of the cards may have been inside those like metal collectible tins.
Oh, okay,
I think
okay.
that's what added to like the heft and the weight of it. But yeah, he bludgeoned his neighbor to death with a bag of Pokemon cards,
Do we
which
do
is
we have
like
details as to why? I'm
so
very curious as to why.
the police just said that the murderer does have schizophrenia, and he was high on cannabis. And so that's
Ah,
probably what led him into kind of a manic state. As far as what started the altercation, that's not clear. All that like police say was that he got into an argument with his neighbor over something, and then I guess decided to confront him with a bag of Pokemon cards.
don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do
Don't do
drugs.
drugs.
But I mean, I have to think like if someone is yelling for you outside your house to quote, fight me like a real man directly from the article, like would you go outside? I mean, like if I see him with like a knife or a gun, fuck no, I'm staying inside. I'm calling the police. But I guess his neighbor only saw the bag of Pokemon cards and was like, I got this. I can take him.
You don't got this.
He didn't.
Tell
He
you
did
what,
not.
someone said if someone was knocking on my door and said, "Come out and fight me like a man," there's a little thing sits right next to me at almost all times that I would go outside with.
Oh,
If you want to
you
start
have
some
one of
shit.
those too? Hold on. Yo, I keep this by my bedside at all times. Cause I'm from the hood, man. You ain't
Oh,
never know who's gonna stop by. I got this bat
that's not
good
what I was
and
talking
ready.
about. He can't even
Oh,
hear me, chat. Or can he hear me?
I can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not what I was talking about.
Oh,
Yeah, no. It's something that I can't show on stream. It's against TOS.
oh, it's a dildo, isn't it?
Yep, you caught me.
Yeah. The only thing that
You
beats a
caught
bat.
me.
Somehow more wooden and stiffer than a bat.
Double extra large.
I've smashed a pumpkin with this bat on stream, so like it's tested, it's tried and true. Like I know it's strong.
That's fair. I mean, pumpkins are a good test.
They're very tough. A lot of people, maybe it's because the band's smashing pumpkins, but they feel like it's a lot like softer and easier, but it's not. Pumpkins are tough. But let's get back on track. So yeah, Pokemon cards. That was the murder weapon in that case. And so it kind of got me thinking about like, collectibles in general and some of the crazy things people have done for them. So I'm just gonna kind of like lightning round, rapid fire, some Pokemon card crimes that occurred last year.
Ooh, okay, okay. I'm excited for this.
So last year in July, in Ohio, there was a high-speed chase that occurred due to the theft of Pokemon cards from a Walmart. The amount totaled to only about $284 worth of Pokemon cards. But yeah, I guess they had, like a GTA 5-star wanted level. The entire police department was after them. They were hitting speeds of over 100 miles per hour.
Okay,
Okay, go for
why
it.
Why would the police even initiate a chase? So
It's
the only
Ohio.
thing I can think of, is they started the chase due to them like whoever these people are that stole these Pokemon cards probably sped out of there like a bat out of hell. I guarantee you, if they would have just stole them and drove away like nothing happened, nothing would have happened. They
It's
probably
Ohio,
like, oh
man.
god, the Pokemon cards, we gotta go.
My answer is it's Ohio. I don't question Ohio or anything that goes on in there.
We are not bringing
Ohio's
back
an
the
enigma.
Ohio meme.
Right. Here's the crazy thing though. They got away.
Oh jeez.
They were not caught. The police lost the vehicle and the pursuit was discontinued. So I mean, yeah, weird for them to have started a high-speed chase over less than $300 worth of Pokemon cards, but I mean, like, fuck, they got away with it, And maybe they pulled some good cards, full art holo secret rare, something like that. All right.
Never know. We'll get into some pricing of cards later. I got some for that, but we'll get there.
Right. Another Pokemon card crime that occurred last year. A rogue warehouse worker stole like $70,000 worth of Pokemon cards from the warehouse that he worked at. So there was a problem last year with I remember this, where a lot of people weren't getting some of the Pokemon cards they ordered, and it was because of this guy. Just, as they came in from the manufacturer, before they would be distributed to, big box retailers, he would just steal them, and he would stash them at his mom's house.
Yo, mom, I need you to take these. Don't ask questions.
So I said it was $70,000 worth of cards. The actual like total number of cards, I think, was over 500,000. So it took him 500,000 cards before he was finally caught.
Yo, what? Okay, I want you to imagine you have a kid trying to store 500,000 Pokemon cards at your house. The fuck?
Yeah.
Where do you even find? I'm trying to think like the amount of space 500,000 Pokemon cards would take up. And I just like this room I'm sitting in, I feel like it'd be busting out the seams just trying to put it in like one room.
Well, let's try to put it in perspective. So I have in my hand like a stack of Pokemon cards. I have not counted them, but how much do you think this is? Just like,
I would say that's probably like close to 180.
It's like the size of like a small burger. Like when I hold it,
Mm-hmm.
Not a big burger. Yeah, this is like this is like an In-N-Out double, roughly the size.
Double.
I just looking at it and giving a rough estimate, I feel like this is maybe.
I'm just basing it off about the size of what I think a normal deck of cards is.
Yeah, I think this is like
180.
I think it's like 200, 250 tops. I feel in here, but yeah, so
that by
I don't know how much to get 500,000. I feel like that's at least a whole closet.
But I just like the mom. I out of everything, I'm calling the mom into question. Like, at what point do you just are like, oh yeah, cool, 500,000? Like, I know that had to be taking up space in her place.
Maybe she just thought her son was really into collecting into Pokemon cards.
That's better than some parents. I mean, you get those parents that are like, "You collect
Yeah.
cards, get out of my house." Ah,
She probably thought that's where his paycheck was going.
maybe. Although, yeah, I
The
don't know.
story,
That story just makes me question the mom, really.
it's not over. The story gets a little crazier from there. So the warehouse worker was eventually caught and, put on trial. He was given a 16-month sentence, but, before his sentencing was handed down, the prosecutor took the opportunity to flex on the criminal in court by flexing his Pokemon knowledge. So
No
imagine,
way.
yeah. So prosecutor Nick Cribb talked about the different types of like rarities and why the crime was more serious than it should have been. Because again, this warehouse worker was taking sets and taking all the rare cards and stuff. I believe a direct quote was, "This defendant knew his Evolution's pre-release Charizard Holo from his Grand Bull 5 Full Art Ultra Rare. If you collect Pokemon cards, you know what that comparison means." That's a lawyer saying that in court to the defendant who was found guilty of stealing $70,000 worth of Pokemon cards. So like, imagine you're sitting in court, you got caught stealing Pokemon cards, and before you get, put away to jail, the fucking prosecutor flexes on you, stunts on you, humiliates you, outskills you with his Pokemon knowledge in front of the whole jury. Like, damn. I at that point, I'd just be like, you know what? Just take me to jail. Just cuff me. Just take me. I don't want to be here. I'm done.
Honestly, though, if it took him 500,000 cards to even get the amount worth of money that he did steal, he probably didn't have that much knowledge anyway. I mean, if you're gonna steal the cards, steal a couple hundred that you know are gonna make bank.
It might have been easier to just steal them in bulk because you'd have to open them to know what's in them. And they're sealed at the manufacturer, so he probably just was hoping to get some hits, but never got that. All right. Another story that we had. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, so this one's also weird as well. An underage student at the University of Georgia last year was able to get into a bar and order alcoholic drinks and get drunk off of that. And the way he did that was by using a holographic Charizard card. And so
I was too stunned to speak. I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
So, it's let me repeat it. A underage student at the University of Georgia used his holographic Charizard card to get into bars and order alcohol. I'm just as confused as you are.
I don't understand. They accepted that as an ID or what?
Honestly, I read this story and like,
this man is walking into bars like he has a physical Charizard behind him saying, "Yo, you better let me in."
Something like that.
Before my Charizard throws a fireball up in this bitch. Like, holy shit. What?
Yeah, someone says that what's the point of collecting them if you don't get benefits afterwards? I kind of agree, but I actually feel like this is on the bar owner. Okay, so this is what I'm imagining. There's not enough details in the article, but I imagine maybe the kid promised the bouncer or the bartender or the owner or someone at the bar that he would give them the Charizard card if he'd let him order a few drinks. And then presumably after he got drunk, he didn't, and then just went home, and then maybe that's when the bar owner called the cops. But again, I feel like that's got to be on the owner. You did
say bars, though, correct? Like plural?
I think so, actually. Let me see. Let me dig a little bit deeper. But he was eventually found blackout drunk, passed out in his dorm room by university police. And that's where he got caught. Let me see. Yeah, apparently the card he used was a first edition Charizard card, which is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I don't know. I think maybe he did just like, flex the fact that he owned this card. He used the clout of the card to get in. And maybe it's like the male equivalent of when like, hot girls get let into clubs for free.
Mm-hmm. I could see that. Well, not really, but I mean, that's the closest thing I could imagine.
Yeah, it says that the report doesn't state how he managed to use the card, but the article goes on to say the most likely reason was that he probably used it to bribe a bouncer or bartender because of the value. So that's what I figured is maybe he promised he'd give it he'd give it to them or give them some of the money or whatever. It was crazy. But before that story wraps up, I want to ask you a question. How many drinks do you think this kid had? Remember that police found him in his room, blackout
and he was
drunk.
Underage, like
he was
17?
an underage. He was underage, so probably like 20, 19.
I'm gonna say since he was underage,
he's a university student.
Probably didn't have too many, but so he's like 19, 20.
Mm-hmm.
University. There's one thing it took me a while to learn was how to properly mix between like liquors and beer and shit like that. This kid probably had like a mix of who knows fucking what, a couple shots, some beers, whatever, and it just fucking did not settle well.
So roughly how many drinks would you guess for this kid to get blackout drunk?
I'd say between like 10 and 15.
Okay, that's fair.
If not less.
Okay, so when I passed out on stream for my birthday a few years ago,
so you gotta keep in mind, from my server experience, I count a drink as the equivalent to the amount of liquor that comes from one shot of alcohol.
Yeah, that's what everybody does. Okay. So that'd be like one beer, one glass of wine, one shot. Yeah. I think for me, so a guy like me, when I passed out on my stream, I think I had somewhere about like 18 drinks in like a few hours. This kid had 4. He had 4 beers specifically.
Just beers?
No liquor, no wine, no nothing, just 4 beers. And that was enough to get him blackout drunk, and he went home and just passed out. And then woke up to police.
Oh my God.
So,
okay.
I mean, like, it just...
Oh, I gave this kid too much benefit.
Yeah, this, honestly, like, on God, this might have been his first time, like, drinking alcohol.
Probably. I mean, come on, think about it. He's walking around with a Charizard card.
With a Pokemon card. He's not.
I should have known.
He's not going to parties, man. He's not hitting up the frats and chugging the kegs, you know?
Dude, I want him to walk into a frat party or like go to a frat party that he wasn't invited to and be like, bitch, I got my Charizard card. Let me in. See how that goes over.
Honestly. All right. Let's see. The next story I got on this list. All right. Last February, a thief broke down the shop of a collector of like a collectable store to avoid.
Wait. Any clarification? Broke down the shop or broke in?
He broke down the wall, as in one of the 4 walls of the building. It was a small little like collector's shop, right? And he broke down a wall, like physically tore it down to avoid tripping the alarms.
Is that how that works? Is that just that easy?
That's like some Looney Tunes shit, dude. Like, you know, old school classic. It's literally like I have a photo of it if you wanna see it.
We're gonna go steal this Pokemon card, but we're gonna tunnel underneath it and go all the way up through the floor. All right, that's how we're gonna avoid the alarms. All right, sound good? Break.
Basically, here, hold on. Let me just show you guys this photo. So this is the photo from the report. Let me see. Oh, OBS doesn't want to play nice with that. Cool. Let me try that again. But it's like a small little collector's shop, and he just broke into into like the storage room, I'm guessing, and you can see all the Pokemon plushes because this kid just took the Pokemon cards. He took $250,000 worth of cards.
Yo, that deadass just looks like one drywall worth of wall. Like, it doesn't look like fucking anything.
It really doesn't. Like, I think
you said it's like a kind of like a little corner shop. I wonder, it's probably just like super, they like leased some space and just had to put up a wall to separate them from like other businesses near them.
Yeah, maybe.
That sucks. I don't know. Also, like, that kid is smart as fuck. He's like, you know what? Yeah. I'm gonna just go through the wall.
Yeah, well, here's the crazy thing. So this happened in Fort Lake, Minnesota. So you know, it's a little bit more of a smaller community compared to, you know, somewhere like Southern California. But police still haven't found the guy. He showed up on on CCTV in the store. Yeah. Never caught him. So, you know, like
no identity or what?
Dude pulled off like a, you know, 1940s cartoon style heist, just literally breaking down a wall. And got away with it.
Estimate to the amount stolen?
Yeah, about $250. So $250,000 worth of collectibles.
Of Pokemon plushies? Like, all I see in the picture is plushies. So, like, is
Because
that
so
all he took? Or
he took the cards.
okay,
I think the
cards.
plushies he just probably moved out of the way to look for more cards.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but absolutely insane. I feel bad for the store owner, but at the same time, like you said, that looked like just like one drywall, and like I feel like
There's not much.
you gotta have better security than that. I feel, you
Okay,
know.
I see someone that mentioned Team Rocket recruiting kids. Not gonna lie, I think this kid's way smarter than Team Rocket. He obviously did not go blasting off again.
Yeah,
He got away with it.
he completed his mission first try. Team Rocket has been trying to steal Pikachu for like what, 20 years?
25 years.
25 years, yeah, insane.
Okay, on a side note, real quick, while we're still talking about like Pokemon and like prices and shit, I want you to take a guess. Chat, you can guess along too. I want to see if anyone
Oh,
gets
boy.
this or knows this. I want you to tell me what card you think is the number one rarest / most expensive Pokemon card.
I know the answer. I know
You
the
do
answer.
know it?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, chat. Well, let's hear it then. If you know it, what is it?
It should be the Pikachu Illustrator card.
Yeah.
I know my shit, dude.
I was expecting Charizard. Everyone thinks
No,
Charizard.
everyone thinks Charizard, but
Everyone
if you
thinks the Charizard.
if you collect Pokemon cards, you fucking know.
Do you know
that-
how much it sold for back in July of 2021 when it finally sold?
9 million, I want to say. Maybe more than that. I don't remember.
You're highballing it. You're highballing it.
I am? Okay.
You're highballing it. It's
It was
definitely
like
in the millions.
Yes.
It is the only PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator around, like at all.
Yeah.
And it sold for 5.27 million.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yes, and then fucking the PSA 9 version got sold for 1.275 plus an additional 4 million to Logan Paul, and then he went
That's
and wore
the
it.
one.
He fucking went and wore it to WWE. I fucking hate Logan Paul. Just a little side note. Just
Yeah.
fucking side note.
He's the reason why
Anyways.
Pokemon cards got as expensive as they did back in 2020.
And then for reference, the PSA 10 first edition Holo Charizard card only sold for about 370,000.
Which is still like
There's
a lot.
Big,
but
yeah.
It's a
There's
big gap. Like
big
you said.
difference. It was really crazy to me to first find out that it was just an Illustrator card. It wasn't like any type of like.
Well, it's because the
Special
card was
card.
rare. So, like, the
Yeah.
reason why there's a big difference in the value of the cards is Charizard Holos were everywhere. Like, yeah, they were rarer than the commons back in the day, but you got to remember back then during the first base set, there were not that many different types of holo cards. There were maybe like only 15 Pokemon that got holo cards from the first base set. So, just like today, you're guaranteed to hit somewhere in the average of like every other pack. So if you bought enough of them, you would guarantee get holo picks, and then it's just like a 1 in 15, whether it's Charizard or another Pokemon.
And then it was just a matter of how well you kept it. And
Exactly. So there are like, I don't know, several tens of thousands of these holo Charizards that were made, distributed, and opened. Whereas the Illustrator card, if I remember correctly, only 39 of those exist because only 39 were ever made. They were made for a contest, I believe, in Japan. It was like a fan art contest where
I got it right here if you want the actual.
Yeah, go for it.
So Pikachu Illustrator was originally given to winners of a promo contest held in 1997 and 1998 by Japanese magazine Koro Comic. 39 copies were officially awarded to the winners, while 2 copies were later rediscovered in 2020 by one of the card game's co-creators, Yuichi Kono, bringing the total number of Pikachu Illustrator copies in existence to 41.
That's it. So yeah, that's why it's so much rarer than the holo Charizards, and why there's such a huge price gap between the highest selling Charizard card and the highest selling Illustrator card.
Yeah, because even right here, the Charizard, it says there are 121 copies reportedly graded as Gem Mint 10 by PSA for Charizard. First edition.
Right.
So, I mean, just that alone, there are more Mint 10s of those than there even are of those cards ever made for the illustrators. The Pikachu Illustrator with 23 cards certified. Oh, so out of the 41 copies in existence, only 23 have been certified by PSA.
Really?
Yep, and only 23 have been graded by PSA, and only 1 is a 10. That's crazy.
That's actually crazy.
But yeah, because I
Alright.
was looking, and I know you're a Pokemon fanatic, but I was looking because I was curious when we decided the topic about how expensive like collectibles are. Because I know when I
Mm-hmm.
was a kid, my big game that I actually played was Yu-Gi-Oh. I used to have
Mm.
shit ton of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I was never too much into Pokemon cards, but I'm curious. Do you even have any idea about Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
When I was a kid, I put a quarter into a machine and I got a blue eyes white dragon and it was holographic and it was really cool. And then one day one of my cousins like peeled it off and was like, "This is a sticker." And I was like,
This is a
"Oh."
sticker.
And that's about the extent of my knowledge when it comes to like
Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Well, then I won't try to make you guess what card is the most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Exodia.
Um, no.
Red
First of
Eyes
all, that's
Black
five
Dragon.
cards. No.
Okay.
Blue Eyes White Dragon LOB First Edition is second most at 85K, and it's kind of in the same realm as Dark Magician LOB First Edition.
Okay.
But the first, I actually think this one's really cool.
Okay.
The number one most sold Yu-Gi-Oh card right now is a card called Tyler the Great Warrior. This is a
Mhm.
one-of-a-kind Yu-Gi-Oh card. There's only one, and it's only rated a mint 7. Like, it's not even in the greatest condition, the one that's around, but it's a
Because
one-of-a-kind, and it was
yeah.
created by a child who was in the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He was
Oh, I
suffering
think I
from
remember
cancer
hearing about this.
at
Yeah.
the age of 14. Yep, so he designed the card back in 2005 and brought it into existence later when he turned 14. Or no, sorry, I said that wrong. Designed and brought the card in 2005 when he was 14. 18 years later, he finally decided to sell the card. The final auction, it racked up a whopping 311,000.
Bro, imagine if he kept it in like better condition.
True.
It
Which
probably
even
could have.
then, though, I don't think it'd be that great because he sold it at auction, right? Like, really, if
That's
you think
true.
about it, the value of that card is to him. Like
That's true.
you're making like if you think about it from the collector's standpoint, not many people are out there like, oh, I want this kid's Make-A-Wish card, or you know what I'm
Excuse me.
saying?
Hmm.
Like that has a lot of value to him, and it's really cool that they let him do that. But everyone's looking for like the Blue Eyes White Dragons, the Dark
Yeah.
Magicians, the like
Well,
classic cards.
he was gonna have to sell it eventually.
Oh yeah, I'm actually surprised because I'm really curious. It got me curious about if he ended up just beating cancer, because I mean he sold it 18 years after making it, so he must have done really well with whatever chemo he was on because he went from 14 to 18, so
It's pretty good.
fucking
Good for him.
32,
Dark Guard, what's up?
32 years old he sold it.
Oh,
Not too bad. Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. He made a long ways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this
No, go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say, but this is just kind of crazy to me because I used to think Yu-Gi-Oh was like super popular, like not
Mm-hmm.
as popular as Pokemon, but like more of like the collector side of it because I always really loved the artwork on Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Fair.
And it's just crazy to me that the number one sold Yu-Gi-Oh card that's a one of a kind doesn't even match like some of the top 5 Pokemon cards.
It's not even close.
It's like crazy. Pokemon is
Yu-Gi-Oh!
just such
It's a universal franchise. That's why it is,
really
I
is.
believe, like the highest grossing franchise on Earth, more than
Between
Marvel.
like toys and movies and
Yeah,
everything. Yeah.
exactly. Everyone and their mother knows Pikachu, right? You show your grandma who lives out in the middle of the woods, who hasn't left her house and gone outside in 17 years, a picture of a yellow rat, and she'll go, "That's Pikachu." Everybody knows.
Yeah, you got me there.
Yeah.
And then the other one, because obviously if we're gonna talk about collectibles and trading cards and stuff like that, we gotta talk about Magic the Gathering.
True. I actually
Um,
have someone that wants to talk about the One Ring promotion. Is that something you're going to bring up? Because that's got me curious.
no, it's one more like price check. One more
Okay.
price check. So if you know enough about Magic the Gathering, you probably already know what the number one most sold card is.
I
Do
do.
you
I don't
have an
even.
idea?
No, I know what it is. I don't even play Magic, but everyone talks about it. It's the Black Lotus, right?
Correct. It is the
Yeah.
Black Lotus, but this specific one is signed by the illustrator
Oh.
Christopher Rush. So it actually sells higher than the Alpha Black Lotus, which at the time before this was the most rare and most expensive. And this one Alpha Black Lotus, only rated at an 8.5, not even a 10, it sold for 615,000. So imagine if that
Jesus.
was a 10.
Interesting.
Limited edition Alpha released in 1993. Only around 1,000 copies of the Alpha Black Lotus were ever printed, with a fraction number surviving in decent condition 30 years later. Perfect. Where'd he go? There was something I wanted to mention, but I lost it in this long-ass fucking article. It talked about how there was only like a handful of them. Like the only ones that got autographed were rated a certain rating, and then I don't remember where it went. I lost it. I can't find it, so we can move on. But I just think that's kind of cool that this one is like autographed by the illustrator. Right?
That
like,
is
could
cool.
Could you imagine? I don't even know who it is, but if the Pokemon illustrator card was also signed by the original artist, it would jump up to like 10 million right there.
I feel like autographs are very hit or miss when it comes to the value of a collectible. I think it has to be something inherently tied to the item itself.
And because otherwise, I hate to say it, it probably ties into if the person's alive or not, right?
Also true.
If someone's alive, you know, you can get more signatures possibly. If they're dead,
that's it.
Whatever signatures are out there is all you got. Like that what is it? Bro, I'm having the supply and demand. There we go. Holy shit. Go to school, kids. Don't be like me.
Don't drop out like us. Don't drop out like us.
The supply and demand just exponentially drops right there.
True. I know, like, every time I watch Pawn Stars and people bring in autographed like memorabilia, it's such a like intense industry when it comes to collectibles with autographs that they have like experts that are trained to identify the exact handwriting of someone who's not even alive anymore. You know, they compare it to samples of stuff that they've signed in their lifetime, just to make sure if it's real. Because again, if you can forge an autograph, whatever you're selling, the value of it goes up if it's legit. So they have to have like this kind of like experts to prevent, you know, forgery from running rampant. It's insane.
And even if you listen to those experts when they talk for any collectible, there's either a large collector's market or a small collector's market. Like, yes, there's people who collect certain things, but like if there's only a handful of people and they're not interested in that item, then you're not selling it. Like, if it's a large group of people like Pokemon, you could probably find somebody that wants what you're selling.
So
maybe not the price you want, but
so you're telling me this Overwatch poster signed by the voice actors is not going to be worth as much?
That's actually kind of cool. I didn't know you had that.
I have that. I also am the only person in the world to have a box of Lucio O's cereal signed by the 2019 roster of the Los Angeles Gladiators.
You got all of them to sign that?
Yep.
You think you're so cool.
I can show it to you. Do you want to see it?
I want to see that.
I'll show it to you.
You bought fucking Overwatch cereal, my guy. What a fucking nerd. Chat, box. Everyone in chat right now, type nerd. Everyone just start typing it right now. Spam it for him when he comes back. All right, let's see this box.
So this is Lucio O's. It is it was kind of like a joke in Overwatch.
Like miscolored Apple Jacks.
That's kind of what it tastes like too. But yeah, so Blizzard made a joke, like they made a pretend product in game called Lucio, because Lucio in game is like a celebrity DJ. So yeah, he'd have his own cereal, and then they made it into a real thing, a limited time real cereal that you could
Kellogg's?
buy.
Who is the
it
like
is
father company or whatever you call it.
Overwatch.
Overwatch just made a cereal. I assumed
it's Kellogg's. I see it. Yeah, no,
is it Kellogg's? Okay,
it is Kellogg's.
I was like, I assumed they get some cereal company. You opened it?
What?
You opened it?
Just the lid.
Opened it? Basoda, you opened it? You
just the lid.
You know. How are you gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, I'm the only one to have this super rare, super limited item"? Oh, by the way, I am. Because I am. You opened it.
I was hungry.
And you ate it? Oh my god!
Look, listen.
This man knows nothing about collectibles.
The important thing is, I still have the box. Okay.
Wait, and did you eat all the cereal?
I have the box.
You ate all the cereal. Okay, let's see the signatures. Go on, let's see them.
You can kind of
there you go.
see them in the light right there. There's like different signatures from the roster. I'm trying to find which one is Surefours. He's probably the most like famous person. Yeah, this one. Of course, he's like the big signature right here. He's no longer on that esports team, but he runs a very successful FPS Twitch channel. But I'm the only person because there was only ever one time where the entire Gladiators roster made an appearance like in public together, and that was in 2019. There was a watch party in Orange County where the whole team gathered to watch the grand finals. The Gladiators themselves had just missed it. I think they ended up 4th in the season. So unfortunate that they missed the grand finals. So they were like, all right, fuck it. We're not in the grand finals. The whole team can just get together and watch it. And then they did like a meet and greet and, signed autographs and stuff. I guess I was the only one that thought it'd be funny to bring a cereal box with the Overwatch character on it. So I'm the only one that has the signatures of that whole roster that year on a cereal box, at least.
So I will say that's pretty cool. Too bad you don't have the cereal still in it.
It was worth it. Look, the thing is, Overwatch esport, the Overwatch League is such a niche thing that I don't even think this would ever sell for any real value. It's more of like a sentimental thing. It's just cool to have like a one-of-a-kind thing.
Which everyone has those things, right? Like,
yep.
I know I eventually want to get like different swords from like different animes and stuff that I watch, just like based off the characters and like just have them fucking hung up, and I wouldn't want to sell them or do anything with them.
Okay, you're opening a Pandora's box right now because anime collectibles are an entirely different beast.
They really are. But like, if you think about it, how many people do you know go out and buy different items to then resell? Like, I feel like the animal collectible community is for people that have that sentimental value. They want that for them. They're not wanting it because it's rare and they want to go make money off of it or whatever. They want that because, you know what? This fucking Akaza statue is just fucking top-notch, great, everything around it, sturdy. They're like, boom. Or they're those people that get fucking a whole Funko Pop of one anime show and they just fucking put it on blast. Look, I have every single character. Look at me. Dude. Like, I think that's really cool.
Well, okay. Well, first of all, there are, I think, a lot more people than you think that enjoy collecting like figurines or things from anime. But you brought up Funko Pops. And I'm like, I need to talk about this for a moment. Because, like, I'm going to be real with y'all. And this might be controversial. This might be a bit of a hot take. But Funko Pops fucking suck. They're terrible. They're like, they're the worst collectible. And it pains me to know just how many Redditors out there like soy themselves over these Funko Pops. And there's people that have collections, like tons and tons and tons of Funko Pops from every imaginable franchise that exists ever. And the thing is, I thought
it was the funniest thing ever. Sorry to interrupt, but when years ago, might not have even been years ago, but there was like some internet meme or like people were trolling Funko Pop owners by making them think that there were things inside of the Funko Pop heads. Like, oh, if you cut it open, there's like this cool little special surprise. And people were fucking livid because they would open their They had Funko Pops in the boxes, not open. But then they thought the items inside the Funko Pop were more rare. So they'd open their Funko Pops and then cut them open.
Oh my God.
Be nothing in there. And fucking there was like this whole internet thing of people just being livid. I was like,
deserved.
You guys just got trolled so hard.
Deserved for being stupid enough to collect Funko Pops. I gotta tell these guys that they can charge their phone faster by microwaving it. Yeah, it's just they're so bad. Like they suck. The design sucks, and just them as
they started off as something for kids.
Probably. Like, I think it was fine at first, kids, but
like the whole like cartoons and things like that. But if you look at them, they're very toony. They're very They remind me of the fucking SpongeBob popsicles you would get from the ice cream truck guy that would come
except
by.
Their eyeballs are actually in the right place
and everything like that.
True.
Their eyeballs are in the right place. That's what they remind me of. And I don't hate Funko Pops. I think some of them are kind of cool. Like when you make a collector's version, right? Like, hey, for this special event that's going on, we made this group of Funko Pops with like these characters, limited time.
Let me tell you,
they just kind of were like, yo, here's Clifford the Cowardly Dog, or
Yeah.
Big Red Dog, and Courage the
Red Dog.
Cowardly Dog. Here's this character from this random show you've never heard of. Oh, here's this character from this reality show. Like, we don't need Funko Pops of Game of Thrones characters. I'm sorry. Like, if you make
I
Funko Pops of cartoon characters, I guess it makes sense. But like, I don't need like Game of Thrones Funko Pops. I don't need fucking Batman Funko Pops. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I watched a YouTube video that kind of pretty much hit the nail on the head as to why Funko Pop designs suck, and it's all about the mouths, or rather like the lack of mouths. I don't know if you've noticed that, but every the majority of Funko Pop figurines don't have a mouth. They're just mouthless. And so there's no soul in these figurines. They all have the same like blank, soulless expression, and for some reason people think that's cool. And like I think back in the day, the reason Funko Pops were like appealing at first is because they were cheap. Like relatively speaking, they are pretty cheap. You know, it's like what, $15 or whatever. But like nowadays, you can get some good figurines for roughly the same price, or at least just like a little bit more. I know there was like I think it's Nendroids, I want to say, that are pretty good, and they're only maybe like $25-$30.
I would rather get like 2 solid made like swords from like a show I watch, or like a couple solid like good sized statues of characters that I like, then go out and buy fucking 20 fucking Funko Pops for the same price. Like, that's just
exactly
so much.
I mean, even if you're looking for a value, amiibos are a thing, right? They're also about like $15, and they're way better. They're way more detailed and better crafted, and they have the bonus of having like in-game effects when you scan them. So there's like, I don't know, there's so many better alternatives to collectibles nowadays that I don't understand why there are people that are still out there collecting Funko Pops.
I don't know if our friend CEO is here, but I think I would rather see...
Oh, she is.
I would rather see someone collect a bunch of fucking Squishmallows than Funko Pops. Like, at least Squishmallows are cute and squishy and fluffy.
I am on board with the Squishmallow craze. I didn't get it at first, and then I found a tamale Squishmallow.
Tamale?
Yeah, like the food.
The food.
But the crazy thing is they even included the banana leaf version. So when you think of a tamal, what color do you think of? Like, what's the color in your mind? Yeah, it's the brown, tan, maybe green. Yellowish. Right. Yeah. There are banana leaf tamales, and not a lot of people know about those. Not only that, but they made a banana leaf tamale de dulce, which is pink in color on the inside. So it's a green leaf with a pink in the... It looks really cool and unique.
Does it, like, flip inside out, or does it just, like, have the...
No, they just made 2 separate versions. They made, like, the regular tan version, and then they made this banana leaf version. But the fact that they knew what they were doing, they paid attention to this detail, was great. I fucking loved it. And ever since then, I've been like, you know what? Yeah, I get it. Girls with your giant-ass mountains of Squishmallows, I get it. I get you. I just bought my
girlfriend a corgi Squishmallow. Or not even like a Squishmallow, but it's definitely a squishy. It might as well just be like... I think in our old terms, I'm pretty sure Squishmallows are just stuffed animals. They're just stuffed animals.
I mean, people have been collecting stuffed animals for ages. I mean, Beanie Babies was a huge craze. I know.
I was just confused on why they specifically started getting called Squishmallows.
Well, that's the brand. That's like just the brand. Oh,
is that what it is?
Yeah.
And then so everything else is just kind of attached that name to it now.
Basically.
So anytime you buy something squishy and fluffy, it's just a Squishmallow.
Yeah, they've become so popular that the original brand name of the specific plush has just become like synonymous with all types of big squishy like plushes with faces
stuffed
on them.
Animals.
Essentially, yeah. Everything is a Squishmallow. Everything that is mildly squishy and is like in the shape of some character or thing is a Squishmallow now. It's like how everyone calls Band-Aids, even though that's the brand name. It's not like the object. It's just bandage.
What is it? Do you know?
It's bandage.
Bandage?
Bandage, yeah. It's just a bandage.
I thought a bandage was the thing you like actually wrapped.
It's both.
Oh, okay.
That's a bandage wrap. Just a bandage on its own is like the sticky thing. But people just call it Band-Aid because neither am I. But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. And so Squishmallows is kind of the same thing. So many people have started collecting them, including CEO, that they're just like the noun used to refer to all types of squishy plushes like that.
Fair. Now, little side note, because I got lots of prices and stuff for you because we were talking about fucking the pop figurines,
Yeah,
right?
Funko Pops.
So I know I kind of talked to you already about this, but for all of our listeners today, my brother-in-law, he
Mm-hmm.
had about 750 Funko Pops.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking crazy. I don't understand. I'm on our text messages. That's not my brother-in-law.
Wait, did I just roast your brother unintentionally earlier? Oh, oops.
Oh, no, it's fine. He doesn't listen to this podcast.
I called him
I
a
don't
Redditor. If he shows up to my house with a bag of Pokemon cards, I'm not going outside.
No, you guys might get along. So my brother-in-law had about 750 Funko Pops. And he sold about 150 of them separate at one point, but then he sold 600 in like one large sum to somebody for $8,000. Apparently, he says they were worth closer to 14,000, but the guy ended up just buying them in one massive bulk. Which, if you think about it, someone buying 600 Funko Pops at once is kind of hard. Like I would never expect that. So he kind of lucked out there. And the guy paid for all of the shipping for 600 Funko Pops.
We love people. We love buyers that pay,
like,
handle shipping.
Crazy to me. Like, because he was telling me, my brother-in-law was telling me, like, within his collection, there were some that he just wanted because he liked the characters, but really weren't worth anything. And there were some that were, like, rare and were worth stuff. And the guy's like, oh, no, I'll just take them all. Like,
your brother got lucky. Your brother got hella lucky. Because ain't no way anyone else would have spent that much money for Funko Pops. Not in, like, today's day and age.
Not a shot. And I remember we went to Universal years back, and we hit up that, what is that, like, shopping street that's, like, outside of Universal?
City Walk.
City Walk.
The Universal City Walk.
We went to, like, their little comic store that's right there by their indoor skydiving. And I remember all he did was look through every individual, like, magazine and all the individual Funko Pops to see if there was, like, one he didn't have. And I don't even understand how these collectors at this point, when you have 700 Funko Pops, how can you look at one and remember, like, oh, no, I have that one. Oh, no, I have that one. Yeah, but this one says special edition. Oh, no, I have that one, I promise. Like, how do you know?
I couldn't even tell you all the Pokemon cards that I have. You know, maybe, like, the rare ones that I've sleeved up and all, but that's about it.
Yeah, 100%, which I'm so sad that I lost all my cards that I collected as a kid during all my moves.
Oh, dude,
I wonder if it's still here, and I went to go find it, because I remember the number of, like, Dark Magicians and shit that I had. I'm like, bro, I could have made money.
I hate that you bring that up, because, like, it's a meme in my chat now. It's a command. It's ! Hot dog. Because when I was in high school, for whatever reason, like, there was I was in the marching band. Yeah, you already went ahead. I see you in my chat. I was
curious. I wanted to see it.
It's real. There was a cute girl in the color guard, which are the girls that spin the flags as part of the halftime show with the marching band. And, like, you know, we got on the topic of, like, Pokemon cards, right? And I was like, yeah, I've been collecting Pokemon cards since I was a kid. At the point in high school, I had kind of stopped, but I had a pretty sizable collection from when I was, like, you know, 4 or 5 years old and beyond. And so I had a lot of these, like, first set Pokemon cards. I don't think I had any, like, super rare ones, but, you know, they were, like, old cards in great condition. And I don't know why. Maybe it was, like, teenage hormones, but she, like, started asking me about them and all that, and I was telling her everything about Pokemon cards, and she was just like, do you want to, like, sell them? And I was just like, yeah, I'll sell them to you, because I guess in my mind I was thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, she's into me. This, like I'll do this favor for her. And I'm like, God, dude, if I could go back in time, I'd beat the shit out of myself with this baseball bat right here and be like, you fucking idiot, she's playing you. All right. She told me that she would buy my collection of Pokemon cards. She'd give me $30 and a hot dog. Like, she would buy me a meal at our next competition at, like, the snack bar. And the only snacks they had that day were hot dogs, so whatever. So I sold my whole Pokemon card, like, not my whole, but like 90% of it for like $30 and a hot dog. I was at least a little smart, and I kept some of my favorite Pokemon cards, and I do still have those, but I can't help but think, like, how many, you know, like, mint condition cards from, like, 1999, 2000 that I just essentially gave up for fucking nothing. Anyway, after I sold this to her, she, like, stopped talking to me, so I got fucking played. And I've never trusted another woman
Pokemon
since.
Cards. That explains a lot. You're traumatized. That's some trauma right there. That is some
It was
trauma.
trauma.
How old were
Yeah,
you again? How old were you again?
I was a horny teenager, dude. This was my sophomore year, so I think I was like 14,
Oh
15.
Jesus. Oh jeez, no.
Hmm.
Oh no. And a color guard girl too, not even like a
She
cheerleader or
was so
something.
cute. I thought she was into me, man.
Nah, I'm just playing. I was in marching band. I remember there were
Hmm.
some cute color guards. There were.
Hmm. I did end up dating one, but that's a story I'm gonna say for another topic someday.
Ooh, we're gonna get into the dating tea.
The
Is that gonna
dating
be a
episode?
podcast?
I
Oh
don't know.
shit.
The dating episode.
The dating. Oh
Uh,
no.
we'll get to every topic eventually.
Nah, well, I can just imagine right now we're on that episode and my girlfriend's just standing behind me. ready to
She's
smack me
standing behind
anytime I
you
say something
with this
wrong.
baseball bat, like
Anytime I slip up, just boom, like a little bonk.
a bonk,
Bonk on the head.
big old bonk.
One of those, oh no, it'd be funny, one of those like toy rubber mallets that like squish, like
The
a,
bonk hammer.
yeah, like,
Yeah,
it has a
CEO's
name.
bonk hammer.
Squeaky
It's
hammer
called
or
the
some
bonk
shit.
hammer.
It's
CEO
not called the
has
bonk
one.
hammer. Is it called the bonk hammer?
It's
I need
called the
confirmation.
bonk hammer. It's literally the bonk hammer.
Trash Guys episode 5. What is love? I don't know if we can title it that. My girlfriend might not approve.
I mean, Jess, if you need it, I'll send you this bat.
No,
Amazon
yeah,
Prime 2-day shipping. You'll have it by next week.
oh God, stop it!
Well,
Don't be giving her ideas.
While you're looking up the name of that hammer, I just kind of want to
Oh, I'm not looking
wrap
up
up the.
anything.
Oh, I just wanted to wrap up the Funko Pop stuff because I'm still mad about that.
Oh
About,
yeah. I think
about
you
the
had a story,
Funko Pop.
right?
Yeah, no, not more like it's a news story rather, but because we were going on the topic about how like there really aren't that many people collecting Funko Pops anymore. Even people that were huge fanatics like your brother have since like sold their entire collection. Apparently, Funko Pop, the company, Funko, yeah, hasn't gotten the idea that Funko Pops are lame and cringe and stupid and that people don't want to collect them anymore because they keep pumping out Funko Pops. So many copies of just the most random character. I think one of the most recent Funko Pops they did was like Thor, or not Thor, was Hulk. It was a Funko Pop of Hulk, but it was his design from Thor Ragnarok. But I think at that point they had this was like the 5th or 6th Hulk figurine that they had made. And I'm like, how many people are buying their 5th or 6th Hulk figurine like Funko Pop? Fucking nobody. So they keep producing these Funko Pops of every imaginable character that nobody cares about, as well as new versions of characters they've already done figurines for. And it's like, yeah, I don't need a third Baby Yoda, thank you. But
Although I wouldn't be mad about some Baby Yodas. Baby Yoda's pretty cute.
maybe one, but do you need a third one? I don't think so.
know.
All right, people
I've never
don't
even seen The Mandalorian. All right,
I
Just
don't.
throw that
Yeah,
out there.
I don't think people really collect Funko Pops like CEO collects Switches. But like to get back on point, because no one's buying these Funko Pops, Funko is losing money on the storage of all their excess supply. They're losing money because they don't have room in their warehouse, so they've had to start renting like shipping containers to be able to store all the excess products of unsold Funko Pops in there. And eventually it got so bad that they decided their most financially viable move was to just throw it away. Was to just send like, thousands and thousands of excess inventory, roughly $30 million worth, by the way, and just throw it away. They literally threw away $30 million worth of Funko Pops that they weren't selling because it would be cheaper in the long run by not having to pay the storage cost to keep them all, which is just insane to me. Like, how bad of a state does your company have to be where the best move financially is to throw away $30 million worth of product? Nobody's buying Funko Pops.
I feel like, how do you even get to that point to where you have to throw them away?
Well, like
you
I said,
get quarterly numbers and monthly numbers, especially with a company as big as you. Like, you have the numbers to know, like, hey, we should slow production down or stop production. You're like gambling it like it's the stock market or something. Like, oh, you know what? We're gonna hit a spike. I can feel it. A spike is coming. Keep making them. Like that's not how that works. Maybe Christmas. Maybe.
I think part of the reason is that like they're because Funko Pops are intrinsically tied to pop culture. And so whenever there is something very, very popular, any Funko Pops from that series or show or whatever are going to sell. And I think they're just trying to cover all their bases by doing every movie, every TV show, every comic,
I feel
every video game, and just hoping that one of those are really, really popular and that they can just sell out of their supply. But then again, they make Conan O'Brien Funko Pops.
like
who's buying?
Even
Yeah,
when I watch Marvel, right? Like when I go watch a fucking Marvel movie, the first thing I do isn't go, you know what? I want to go get a Funko Pop of Iron Man. Like, no. Like, I go fucking talk about it. I go read something. I go maybe watch it again on Disney Plus or something. Like, I watch it because I enjoy watching it. And then I don't just go, I need to go get a Funko Pop.
Mhm.
Like, that's where you go with the whole, there's this thing called online stores.
Yeah.
And, if you get a good number of people ordering them online, then maybe start producing a little bit more to put in stores. But
Pre-orders.
Like a lot of, like, hey, we're going to have this. If you want it, cool. But, like, that's just not smart. That's bad business practice. That's on them. That's 100% on them.
Yeah, on them. And it just sucks because, they could have been a little altruistic and done something better with those Funko Pops, donate them to kids, charity, maybe do a charity drive like, hey, sell off their excess product and part of that money goes to charity or something. And they didn't. They just threw away $30 million worth of Funko Pops because that was the better option for them in the long run, to just stop paying for excess storage costs. But the thing is, like, I still see them making like dumbass figurines. I think they just came out with a Spider-Punk figurine to capitalize on the hype of the upcoming Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse sequel.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, there's gonna be like 3 people that buy that figurine. So why are they making like 10,000 of them? You know what I mean?
And I guess that would kind of make sense to a extent, right? Like,
let me remind you,
Spider-Man movie.
No,
you're gonna get a lot of children that are gonna want guy.
It's Spider-Punk, not Spider-Man or Gwen or the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man or whatever. It's none of like the main important characters. It's some random ass background alternate universe Spider-Man that made an appearance in a comic book like 15 years ago. They're making a Funko Pop of that. Exactly. So why?
Do you remember the first Into the Spider-Verse with Miles Morales?
Yes, great movie.
They made Doc Ock the girl.
Yes.
Right? Like they made that character into a girl and like kind of changed the style of it and everything. Yeah. I feel like that'd be like if they made a pop about her. And like didn't even make a Miles Morales Funko Pop. Like, we're not making a Spider-Man one. We're gonna make this new Doc Ock. You know her, you like her.
I get the point you're trying to make. I feel like this was a bad example though, because there is definitely a market of dudes that are willing to buy figurines of girls with tentacles.
We're not getting into this right now.
It's the same people that put them in jars.
We're not. All right,
I get
there. My mind was not in the gutter for once. Yours was. I'm sorry.
There is a literal trash can in the background. Like, you got to remember, we're called the trash guys.
That's true. And I'm the D-gen of the usually, but I can't help it. All right, I was a little focused. I was focused.
You're the guy. I'm the trash. That's how it works. But I get what you mean. Like, it's just like random, like fucking Humega characters, and they make figurines of them, and they're gonna sell only to the people that are trying to quite literally, collect them all.
Okay.
Do you think there's like how many Funko Pop figurines do you think exist?
Like, like characters? Like how many different Funko characters?
How many different Funko Pop? Yeah, like
each
characters
have
they made?
Like there's Spider-Man, a Hulk, like.
Not even that, but like every version of a Spider-Man figurine. Every version.
Oh God.
I feel like
I'd say there's gotta be $500,000 between 300 and $500,000. I'd say so, if not more. I don't fucking know. There's so many different characters and shit though.
But that they've made Funko Pops out of, I would have said maybe like 100,000.
Nah, way more than that.
You think it's way more?
If you're gonna take into account Spider-Man, and then this version of Spider-Man, and then this
Mm-hmm.
other version of Spider-Man, and then this other version of Spider-Man. Like that's just one character.
That's true, but
Like
like, okay,
these are
so
the
because
Thors, the Hulks, the Iron Mans, these are just the ones that I can think of. Like all the different cartoon characters of kids cartoons that we don't watch, all the reality shows. You said they're making one of Conan O'Brien.
they
Like
are.
imagine I might have been overshooting with the half a mil, but I know it's got to be close to like 300K, if not more. I don't think it could be any less, especially if we're
I
counting
am
variations.
actually looking them up. Okay. We are both way overboard.
Really?
Yes, believe
There's
it or
no
not.
way.
So
I feel
this
like
isn't,
there's so many options.
you're right, but I also think you have to remember they don't make a Funko Pop of literally every character. They make a lot of them. But all right, so this is a number as of 2020, so it's probably a little bit higher than this. But as of 2020, there have been approximately 8,366 different designs for Funko
Someone in
Pop.
your chat just mentioned one from January of 2023. It's actually 13,000.
Okay, well, the number I gave you was from 3 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So thank you
I just looked
to,
over and
yeah.
saw it.
Well, thank you to Ninja Stash. So that's the more accurate number as of right now. They've bumped it up by about 5,000 different.
Bro, that
Um,
seems like such a low number to me. I don't understand how they could be overproducing so much with that few of like
Designs. Well,
different
it's because
characters.
they probably produce thousands of each one.
I know, but like if you I don't know, that number just seems so low to me. I was
Yeah,
expecting so many more characters. Like to think only 13,000 characters to me just sounds like such a low number.
one hundred
Because they
percent.
do make like they yes, you're right, they don't make it for every show. But
Yeah,
like there is a lot of just random shit that they make. Like I'll go look at Funko Pops and see shit from shows that I've never even fucking heard of. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
exactly.
Like what side character are you? I'm not on a side quest right now. Like I don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
Oh,
There is
that's crazy.
100% a guy out there who has collected every single Funko Pop. There's at least one.
True. Like I'm really curious if they're counting it the way like that I would count it. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like they might just count like I don't know. I mean, I guess they'd kind of have to because each different rendition of I'm just going to keep sticking with Spider-Man here. Each different rendition of Spider-Man would have a different serial number or like a different character number, right? Like you have Funko Pop
yeah.
number 273 or Funko Pop well, actually, I don't know. That's just
Do you
crazy.
know who
The Muffin
George?
Man?
Do you know who? No. Do you know who George Gervin is?
No.
George Gervin, Gervine. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Does not ring a bell at all.
No.
He is a basketball player for the Spurs. He has a Funko Pop, like of him. There
I
are
don't
like
give a fuck.
there are Funko Pops of basketball players, but which makes sense. You know, you would have your LeBrons and your Dennis Rodmans and your Pippins,
That
but
just still
like,
makes me even more think that
but,
13,000 is too low.
but then you have like
Uh,
fucking you have George Gervins, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not a basketball guy. Maybe he's like some super legendary player, but I'm like, look, man, I know like Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. Who the fuck is George Gervin?
Larry Bird. You know Larry Bird, right?
I know Larry Bird, yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, you better know Larry Bird.
No, but that's what I mean is I feel like I don't know. I might be just upsetting sports. We might have to do a sports episode next week to make up for this.
Ooh,
But
go for it.
like, but like I don't feel like whoever George Gervin is on the same level as all the other aforementioned basketball players. So I don't know. It's weird that there's a Funko Pop of him. You know, I don't know.
Agree. I don't know. I cannot move past that number. I feel like they're counting, but I guess if that my brain is like turning way too fast right now because
would you
that
feel better?
13,000, right? Because if I remember, I believe on Funko Pops, like in the
Mhm.
bottom right corner, it tells you like what number you have. Like you have Funko Pop number 382,
And
right?
you've
Like
seen it higher than like a million?
no, 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 no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but when I think about it that way, now I'm thinking like, yo, you have Funko Pop number 13,000. Like, okay, trying to put that on a box is probably got to be pretty difficult. So maybe it isn't as high as I thought it was, but then my brain's like, but it's gotta be. And I'm like, now my brain's like fighting with itself.
Would you feel better if we just said if we just round up and say it's 20,000?
I guess.
Sure, there are 20,000 different kinds of Funko Pops. That is a basura fact.
Basura fact. Make it a fact.
Absolutely real in every way.
Proven here right now.
True.
May whatever day at whatever time.
Certified true. Fact checked by real patriots.
Real trash guys.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call it a trash fact. We'll coin that phrase. Well, you guys are going to get a shit ton of trash facts. You're not allowed to question it. You just have to accept it.
Yep. Yes, sir.
There are officially 20,000 Funko Pops in circulation as of May 10th, 2023. There you go.
There you go. One more thing I want to talk about, because a viewer did bring it up earlier, but when we were talking about Magic, you talked about the most expensive card that was ever sold, which is that Black Lotus card that was signed by the artist. Mm-hmm. Apparently, that record is going to be broken soon. Now, I don't know anything about Magic. I just, searched this up on the whim of a viewer. I believe it was Risky that brought this up. But there is a collaboration going on right now, or at least there's going to be a collaboration with Lord of the Rings between them and Magic the Gathering. And they're releasing some Lord of the Rings themed cards, such as Tom Bombadil. I don't know. Frodo. Frodo's another card. Another card. I know that guy, right? But one of the cards that's going to be released as part of this collaboration is the One Ring from, the ring from Lord of the Rings, the One Ring.
Shit.
However, this is a 1 out of 1 of a kind card that is going to be in a random pack of this collaboration.
The One Ring to rule them all is going to be one of a kind.
It's going to be one of the kind.
I love that so much that they kept to that theme and they didn't make like 10 of them.
No, it is literally one card, and if people want it, it's going to be in one of these like Lord of the Ring themed booster packs that they're going to release, or that they have released. This article is from March. Again, I'm not following.
We're gonna have fucking, what are they called? The people who go on and use bots to fucking just buy a shit ton of shit online. They're called
I wonder if
someone goes on and buys all the tickets for like a concert and
scalping,
tries to resell them, huh?
Scalping.
Scalpers.
Oh fuck, scalpers.
We're gonna have so many fucking scalpers for online stores, and it's gonna look like fucking Black Friday.
Well, the thing is, like, it's already being, so it hasn't even been like discovered yet, right?
Are the Lord of the Rings packs out right now?
I have no clue. I don't know. This was a article from like I don't know if anyone can confirm if the Lord of the Rings collaboration is like already available. This is just an article from like 2 months ago detailing it and talking about how the One Ring card is one of a kind. But that being said, like, people are already trying to evaluate the value of it, and it's already at least going to be $1 million.
Yeah.
If and when
it's a one of a kind.
Yes.
And you're gonna get the Magic the Gathering nerd who's obsessed with Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Like, you have two massive franchises and fan bases. You're gonna get the person who has the money and wants that shit. Especially being a one of a kind. Whenever you get anything that's one of a kind, there's always somebody that's like, I want that.
I want the card to be discovered by someone who doesn't even play Magic the Gathering, by someone who just heard the news story and was like, I'm just gonna buy a pack, and then they open it and they pull the card. Like a Charlie in the Chocolate Factory moment with the, Grandpa Joe gives him just enough to buy one chocolate bar, and the one that he gets is the golden ticket. I want a story like that, a golden ticket moment with the One Ring card from Magic the Gathering. All right, Risky confirmed. June 23rd is when this collaboration goes live. So in about a month from now, expect Magic the Gathering fever to be at an all-time high as people and scalpers race to try and be the ones to discover this One Ring card.
I want to find all the Twitter stories about people getting just...
Yeah, this is actually really interesting. I'm glad you brought this up, Risky, because like I want to keep an eye on this. And I'll update you guys if it's
I want to know how long until someone finds the card. I also want to know how many fakes are going to be released.
Oh, there's going to be a ton of fakes.
Like, oh, I have it.
You know what? Here's what if I will buy one pack and open it on stream. If I can even get a single pack of this like collaboration?
Are we gonna each open a pack?
Do you want to get a pack as well?
Let's do 5. We'll do 5 packs each.
All right. I don't even play Magic the Gathering.
I don't play Magic the Gathering.
I'm
open
down.
5 packs each on stream, so we have 10 chances. We have 10 chances to find the one to rule them all.
Yeah, dude, $1 million to sell. I'll sell it like immediately. I wouldn't even. 100%. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I love Lord of the Rings, I want to keep it, or oh, I'll wait for it to increase in value. Like, no, they're never gonna make this card again. Like,
I'm going to sell the card, and I'm going to buy a house.
Buy a house. Yo, let me live in your streamer house, please.
It's streamer house. Come to Reno, Basota. House is covered.
Dude, imagine
a job, pay rent.
If we lived in the same house, we could build a Trash Guys podcast set and like do these like episodes like live in person every week. That'd be cool. That'd be nice.
Yo, if those packs go for $100 plus, I'm only buying one. If I even buy one, they better be like $25 a pack.
Well, I think Ninja Stash is talking about like the resale value, so scalpers.
So
that's what I'm not buying. I'm not buying a pack off a scalper.
Sell packs.
Yeah, I'm saying if I can find it like in stores or online for relative market value, which I actually don't know. I know Pokemon card packs now are going for about $5 a pack retail. I don't know how much Magic packs would be. I imagine somewhere in the same ballpark.
Ninja saying non-limited edition packs will be 100 plus from sellers. You won't find in store.
Really? Oh, that's crazy.
That's unfortunate. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. We got a month.
We got a month to figure this out.
But anyways,
crazy things that people do for collectibles, man. On what note?
Yeah, on that note of spending way too much money on fucking cards, I think we are about at that time. Calling it for the night. It was a fun stream. I always enjoy talking about money and people spending
and people literally killing because of these collectibles.
Yeah,
that's how
collectibles too.
That's how we
and with collectibles.
Yeah, a Pokemon card as the weapon. That's wild, dude. Never in my life.
The fact that there are people that can spend this amount of money is on like one singular card. And I just can't even fathom that amount, like to just have in my bank. Not even hold, just in my bank. If I were to look at that amount, I would just
I would cry if I had $1 million.
Well, I think we all would, Basetta. I think we all would.
That's true. We all would.
Anyone in either of these chats probably would cry if we had $1 million. Won it, I'd love to win the California Nevada lottery. Just one day.
There's a California and Nevada lottery?
No, like I was saying, like either one.
Oh, do you qualify for the California one?
So I could drive to Cali. I can get the lottery ticket.
Oh yeah.
I can sketch it here. I can just take it back to Cali.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't have to be a Cali resident.
Yo, lottery episode next week.
Scratch tickets.
Lottery winners. Where are they now?
Hiding probably from everyone.
Yeah, we don't even know their identity. Anyway, yeah. Thanks again, Guy, for doing this podcast as always, week in, week out. I hope you guys enjoyed listening. And next week is our 5th episode, and I think after that is when we're going to start uploading these to YouTube, right?
Yep, YouTube, Spotify, whatever we can get them on.
Yeah, so if you missed out on some of it, or you know someone that's into podcasts and they want to listen in, yeah, next week is a big week for this podcast. Big milestone.
One more week. So tell your friends.
True. Mm-hmm. As always, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Guy, when will you be live next?
I will be live tomorrow morning. I will see you there.
Yeah, twitch.tv/I'mThisGuy5. I'll be live tomorrow as well. I am the night to his day, the yin to his yang, the peanut butter to his jelly or whatever. I'll be live at night, so you can find me twitch.tv/Basuda.
Perfect.
Sometime after 8 p.m. PST. I don't know. I just kind of go live when
we're not good at times. We just when we're here, just be ready.
We haven't even been on time to a single one of these episodes yet. So someday.
Don't expect it. Honestly, don't expect it.
Don't. I was wishful thinking. All right, that's gonna be it, everybody. Have a good night. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Have a good night, guys. Everyone. Peace out.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.